On Chanukah, like on all the holidays, we read the Torah every day. On most holidays, it's kind of obvious what we should read. We read the Torah passages that relate to that holiday. But Hanukkah is a little tricky because the events occurred after the Torah was written. So what do we read? The passages that relate to the original dedication of the Mizbeach, the altar, as part of the tabernacle, the Mishkan in the wilderness. Why? It's appropriate because when we won the war at the time of Hanukkah, we rededicated the altar in the temple. Perfect. Now we know what to read. But I was thinking that maybe there's a little bit of an issue. Why? Because when we read those passages, we mention the names of the 12 tribal leaders who brought gifts during that inauguration period. And one of those names is perhaps one that we shouldn't be mentioning over Hanukkah. Who? The leader of the tribe of Shimon, Shlumiel ben Tzurishaddai. Why shouldn't we mention him? Well, Hanukkah, you see, is different. In his address this year in honor of Hanukkah, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom made a joke as follows.
A story best summarized, as is the case with so many Jewish festivals, as they tried to kill us, we survived, let's eat.
Now that joke is as sad as it is funny, and it's typically accurate, but not with respect to Hanukkah. Because on Hanukkah, they weren't trying to kill us. They were trying to Hellenize us, assimilate us. They didn't have any problem with the Jews. We don't want to kill you. We like you guys. All we want you to do is just cut out these ridiculous, irrational, illogical, Torah-based rituals. Just be one of the guys or gals, just like us. And so do we really want to be mentioning Shlumiel ben Tzurishaddai, whom astute readers of the Torah know had another name? The next time he appears in the Torah, he has seemingly left a reservation. He and many of his fellow male tribesmen are engaging in acts of immorality and apparently idolatry with the daughters of Midian, whom their king has sent to seduce the Jewish men into these sinful acts. Is that the guy we want to mention? When we're recalling the miracles that happened that saved us from near assimilation over the Hanukkah holiday? I would think not, and yet we do. Why? But I was thinking that maybe there's another lesson we can tease out. Don't ever get down on yourself. Don't say, you know what, look, I used to be doing the right thing, but not anymore. I'm done. No. As long as you don't regret those good acts that you did, you still get credit for them. Thousands of years later, we're still reading these passages, lauding, praising the beautiful acts, the gifts that Shlumiel brought as one of the leaders of the tribes. Gifts that were beautiful and equal every day. No one showed each other up. He still gets the credit for that. And later, when he left the camp, went off and did these terrible things, he has a different name. He's Zimri at that time. We don't even refer to him as Shlumiel. It's like that's not the same guy. When you're doing the right thing, that's the real you. Deep down, you're acting the way you want to act. You want to imitate God. You want to be close to him. You want to follow his rules. And it's never too late. Don't say, I don't ever do the right thing. I should start doing it now. Yes, you should start doing it now. Yesterday was yesterday. All the yesterdays in your life are just past history. Today is another opportunity. Yes, it's a challenge. You've got a mission, you've got a mandate, you're chosen. God, when he gives you your mission, doesn't say, listen, I got a job for you. It's the easiest job in the world. It's not always the easiest job in the world, but it is the most fulfilling and rewarding job in the world. But you could have a bad day. You know what? You blew it today. Okay, by tomorrow, today is yesterday. Forget it. Wipe it out. Do the right thing today. Because the things that you do for the good, as long as you don't regret them, they stay on your scorecard forever. And when you do the wrong thing, that's not the real you. That's somebody else with a different name. I'm not suggesting you invent a new name and go out and do the wrong thing while that name and claim that wasn't me. But I'm just trying to reassure you and reassure me, reassure all of us, that the real you is the one that wants to do the right thing. So every day, another challenge, but another opportunity. Let's try to have more good days than bad days.
Hag Sameach.